Hi there, my name is Amanda and I'm the creator and designer behind Little Forest Makes. I'm based in Scotland and this is my podcast where I talk a little bit about what crochet projects I'm working on at the minute and what cross stitch projects I'm working on. In terms of crochet stuff, I have got a finished make, but it's a little bit secret at the minute. It's the Patreon pattern for April. It's currently in testing, but I don't want to share it here just because the Patreon members haven't seen it yet, so it's a little bit of a secret. But these colours that I've got at the edge of the screen here, that is the colour palette that I've used in the design. So I'd love to know what your guesses are, if you've got any thoughts. In terms of the cross stitch side of things, I'll go through them just in the order that I worked them over the last 2 weeks. Some of them will have photos from the last time that I shared them, and I took photos after recording, so you can kind of see the difference. I've got 2 FOs, 6 new starts and 5 whips at the minute. So I'll just get started and show you what I'm working on. So the first one is the Snail's Hollow by the Stitch Crypt Stitch Along. So the first part of the, I'm going to move this wool out the way. The first part of the Stitch Along was the frame. That was, sorry I bumped the camera there. That was this part here. So I've got the Snail's Hollow down at the bottom and then the branches that go all the way up to the top here. This is done on 32 count. It's a mystery linen that I dyed myself. It's coffee and tea dyed. You can kind of see the full thing in the frame there. I think that the text for this is really, really lovely. And the little snails on either side, the little worm and the soil. It's just some little details in it already, which is making me think that it's going to be a really, really nice piece when it's finished. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I'm currently keeping that. I don't have fancy project bags. Some of the bags I've just made out of fabric I've had in the house, and it's just a very simple zip put in. It's not really professionally done at all. So this one is currently living in this Harry Potter one. Next up I have, so you haven't seen this one before. I started this on the 28th of February, I want to say. It's sitting at 7.45% and it is Artemis by Carolyn Manning. It's on 18 count Ada from Lakeside Linens and it's in the colour Dusky Lilac, and it's got that lovely kind of mottled shade. It's kind of paler on screen than what it is in real life, but that's giving you an idea of what the stitches are looking like. I'm using all the called for colours. You're not going to see much of the fabric, to be fair. You're only going to see like a little border around the edge when it's framed. But yeah, so that's currently living in another messy, not very professional handmade bag by myself. Okay, the next one I have is, so this is the Patchwork Quilt Block by Vivsters, sorry, on Etsy. It's on a 14 count Rustico Ada, and I think this is looking really, really nice. I love the fact that I'm starting to get into the actual like quilt block shapes on it. This border has got so much stitching in it, it's insane. This is currently sitting at 13.68% and I'm using all the called for that one as well. And again, this is living in a very, very old little drawstring bag that I had made. So the next one I want to show you is Meant to Be by Little Dove Sampler. It is on a 28 count mystery linen and some of the called for DMCs, some of them are just whatever I had in stash at the time. I'll have put up a photo showing what I had done last time. I'm absolutely obsessed with this border. I think it's so pretty. But I got a good bit done in this house as well. There's a lot of fill-in stitches that I can do now. And I managed to get, I can't remember if this little bug was in there last time, but yeah, I'm really enjoying the different parts. I quite like doing, I don't necessarily finish a motif before I go on to the next one, as you can see. But I like the fact that there's different like elements to work on, so it's almost like you feel like you've got different projects within the same one, which is quite nice. One that I'm working on at the minute is it's a new start, and it's the Fancy Antsy Picnic by House of Cam, or Cam the Stitcher here on YouTube. I started this on, again, it's a mystery piece of linen that I had. It's 32 count. I don't know how much it's going to show up on camera, but it is a very, very pale pink colour. You can kind of see it between that and the desk. I'm using my own threads. I didn't have the called for in, and it was that way that I was like, I just want to get started on this straight away. This is currently sitting at 25.52%, so I started this and just like didn't put it down for a good bit. I'm really enjoying it at the minute, and yeah, I think it will be a finish fairly soon, I believe. This is my own design. It is the Rainbow Quilt by me, and it is on 14 count rustical, again Ida. This is a big piece that I have, so I've folded it down just because I only used a little part of it. Originally this was going to have another 2 blocks underneath these ones. However, once I had done the 4, I thought that's just quite a nice size, and I also feel like it would be quite good for, see, like the round robins where you can have a group of friends, maybe like 4 friends, each pick a block but do like your favourite colours and stuff like that. I feel like that could be quite nice. Very quick stitch, so it's not a huge commitment if you wanted to stick to that. And yeah, I'll be popping this one up on Etsy soon once I get some final photos, like nice flatly photos. So just follow over on Instagram at Little Forest Makes if you want to know when I've published that, if you're wanting to pick up a copy of the pattern. And yeah, let me know what kind of colours you would go for, if you would go for the same kind of rainbow quilt vibe, or if you would do like your friends or family members' favourite colours. Each block has 4 colours in it, so it means that you can kind of pick and choose what you're working on there. Next up I have, it's another new start, and it's called Bold Coffee by Cozy Cabin Stitching. I got this from a Just Cross Stitch magazine on the Libby app, and yeah, I'm doing this on a kind of cream off-white 14 count Aida, and I'm just going to use random colours. If I can, I'll put up a photo of what it's going to look like when it's finished. But these are like the coffee beans going around the border, and it says "Be bold, little coffee bean" or something like that in it, and I just thought it was really cute. There's a cat and a dog at the bottom of it. I have a cat and a dog. I haven't decided if I'm going to try and do their colours in it or not. That could be quite a cute idea. But yeah, this was a spur of the moment start. I'm not really in a rush to get that one finished as such. And that is living in a little handmade, slightly thready pumpkin bag. Next up, I've got another one that you've seen before, and it's the White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick. It's on 36 count, where am I? 36 count brick by Fibre on a Whim. And I didn't do a whole lot of this one. Sorry, I should have said Bold Coffee is at 7.5%. Meant to Be sampler by Little Dove Sampler is not available because I couldn't get it into my pattern keeper thing. So White Winter Moth is sitting at 24.3%. I'm using my own thread conversions and I'm doing this 1/2. All the other ones will be 2/2 because that's my preferred method. So I've not done a whole lot, I don't think. I'll see when I put up the photo comparing it. That's quite a true reflection of the colour of the fabric there. But I'm really liking it, and I do like how like teeny tiny the stitches look. I just struggle to see on the 36 count. I did try and get one of those magnifying lamp things, but the actual like diameter of the lamp was like this, it was tiny, and it was kind of making my eyes go funny. So that was a no-go, but yeah, some progress, better than none. Next up is another new start, which I will be honest, I absolutely fell in love with, and it's already sitting at 24.2%. This is by Long Dog Samplers. Apologies, there is a paw print here and here and here because Chili the Beagle decided to come running in at a rate of knots and jumped right on top of it. It was my fault for leaving it out, but I'm still going to blame her. So yeah, I'm hoping that that'll come out once it's been washed. At first I did think, do I even finish it? But I had done so much of it already, and I'd seen a lot of people talking about washing their cross stitch, and I just thought, you know what, I'm quite a process stitcher rather than the final product stitcher. So I was enjoying this so much that it didn't really matter to me at the time. I am stitching this on 14 count, kind of off-white Ada. I'm using some of the called for DMC, and then the other ones are just things that I've got in stash again, because I've got quite a lot of like random DMC colours. But I'll show you some of the flowers in this. There's mistakes in it. I don't care. It's that busy, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I have brought it all the way down so that I know everything lined up. And yeah, I just can't wait to see the finished result and see if this comes out. It's looking so much worse on camera than it is in real life, I will say. So yeah, we'll wait and see. And this is in one of those Amazon special zipper bags. Nothing fancy. Okay. And last but not least, this is as a direct result of Sherrie from Just Sew Sherrie, and it is the Red Pot Sampler by the Historical Sampler Company. This is on a 32 count even weave. I think I got this one on Vinted second hand. It was 20 inches by 18 inches and I managed to pick it up for £4.50, which I thought was amazing. I can't remember what colour they called it. I think they called it like beige rope or something. I'm using the called for DMC, which is 221, I believe. And I think it's looking absolutely beautiful so far. And 32 count definitely does seem to be my happy place. The really cool thing about this as well was it just seemed like everything like lined up for this to be a new start. So the fabric arrived earlier than I was expecting it to, and I was like, okay, I'll go and pick it up. And then I had the pattern in stash and I knew I needed 15, I think it is, yeah, 15 skeins of this DMC. And while I was out, I was like, do you know what, I'll just pop into Hobbycraft and I'll see if they've got the threads. And I went up and I was like, I don't think they're going to have 15 of the one colour. Like, they had exactly 15. So I was like, great, it was meant to be. This is meant to be a new start this evening. Perfect. I got to the till and the girl that rang it up for me, she said to me, oh, because you spent over £20, you get £5 off today. And I was like, this was supposed to happen. So this is 100% inspired from by Sherrie. I absolutely loved hers. If you've not seen it, where have you been? You need to go see it. It's beautiful. And yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful when it's done. The light's kind of blown it out a little bit, but you get the idea. And I think that's it for the actual stitching side of things. So I had that fabric that I showed you. I got this chart on Vinted as well. It was, I think it was £3. And it's Told in a Garden, if I can remember right, Blueberry Homecoming. And hopefully you can see that okay. I just fell in love with the big quilts hanging on the washing line. I thought it was beautiful, and then I opened it up and I seen the chart, and you can see a little bit in the corner there. It's like one of the old hand-drawn looking ones, which I don't know how I'm going to cope with. I think what I'll do is probably take some photos of it so that I can like zoom in on it and things like that. But I did have this already in stash, which is I think a 20 count. I can't remember. I had got it on Vinted as well, so I'd need to have a look back. But I had started a little 1/1 project on it, and then decided I couldn't cope with that. The colours weren't showing up properly on it. It's showing up better on camera than it is in real life, but I was like, right, it's not suitable for that project, so I abandoned that. But there's so much of it left, and I didn't know what to work on it, and I just feel like that's meant to be those two colours. So I think at some point, whenever it does happen, it'll be that as a pairing that I use. And the last thing I've got to show you is another piece of 32 count that I got off of eBay. And this is a random 32 count burgundy linen. I think it was 45 inches by, let me have a look. So it's about 45 inches by maybe 18 inches. And yeah, that was £7, which I think is gorgeous. And I can't decide if I want to do a big like portrait sampler on it, and maybe a cream or a white or whatever, or if I want to use it for smaller projects and kind of cut it up that way. But it's beautiful. I actually forgot one of my other finished objects. So I showed you the first finished object was my rainbow quilt. The rainbow quilt. The other one, I literally designed it at the weekend and I stitched it over the last couple of days. It's not a huge thing, so I don't know what to call it, whether to just call it what it says, but here is my latest design. It's still in the hoop, obviously, but I have stitched this on, is it Pole Stitches, I think. It's a 32 count Lugana. I picked this up as a D-stash last year, I think. And yeah, I'd put a poll on my stories because I was torn between doing, have I got it up here? Yeah, there's it. I was torn between doing this red thread and then doing this green, but I started having doubts and everyone voted for the green, but I chickened out. So if anyone wants to stitch this in green, please let me know. But yeah, this is my Strawberry Moon chart that I designed. I think it's super, super cute. It looks like a little, I don't know if it looks like a Polaroid photo or like a stamp or something, but I just thought this was really sweet. The kind of wonky letters and then the little plant growing some nice big fat strawberries and then a wee moon in the corner. I just thought it was really sweet. And it's a quick and easy stitch. It's like just over 2,000 stitches, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of time at all. I have got another design that's the same size as this, but it's more of a Halloween themed one, which I will be working on next. I did make a start on it, but I want to just get some more stitches in it before I show you guys, so it might even just be a finish next time I show you it. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to get this finished off properly, and I've got a frame I think that it will fit. So I might put this in a frame for the final photos, or I might just do a nice flat lay with some like things around about it. But yeah, I will let you know when it's posted over on Instagram. So again, if you want to pick up a copy of this chart, either send me a wee message if I've not got it up yet, and you can give me a kick up the bum so that I hurry up, or follow me over on Instagram at Little Forest Makes, and you can see when I post that it is available to download. So yeah, so that is everything that I've got to share. Quite a quick one this time, but I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been working on. I'll be back probably 2 weeks time, maybe earlier, if I've got some things to talk about. I could come back next week, and then it means I can share with you the Patreon pattern that I was working on and would have released at that point, and maybe even that Halloween chart that I was dropping big fat hints about. But yeah, that's all. Thank you so much. If you did like what you see, please let me know what your favourite project of mine that I'm working on is, or what you want me to put some more stitches in, what you're looking for, like enjoying seeing progress. Or if you're working on any of the same ones as me, I would love to see how you're getting on. I'd love to see what fabrics you're using, all that good stuff. So please don't hesitate to drop a comment, or even just send me a DM over on Instagram. I'm always happy to chat. But yeah, on that note, I will speak to you later. Bye.